My come up was working at Timpson's, bro. Timpson's. Timpson's is a shoe cutting repairs, engrave, laundry, everything. Fixing iPhones. You get me? And I was happy for my monthly money. Like that was a 9 to 5. That's what changed my life. Timpson's changed my life. Like from open jail, coming out, I didn't carry on doing Timpson's, but I wanted to get into entertainment. And here's my thing, it's like, bro, like, man, to see everyone online, bro, like, it's like, we've done big sentences, bro, both of us, you get me? So, and man's peers has done big sentences, but everyone comes out and don't you feel like we all do the same stuff?
Yeah.
As you think it's the easy way?
It's just, people might see a way. Remember, you only can do what like you're attached to. So their friend might rap or someone might do something else, and it's just easier to fall into that because you only can go off your connections. But I think what it more so is, than why everyone seems to do the same thing, is that from coming out of prison and knowing to be whether you're a road guy, a drug dealer, to go into a 9 to 5, people are scared of it.
Why is that?
From where we come from, it's embarrassing.
What, to have a 9 to 5 now?
Yeah, no, but when you're younger, when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, people are gonna look at you. If you're known to be some top dog on the road, if you're known to be a top dog on the road, you do a 5 do 2.5, or you do a 6 do 3, and then you say, yeah, my man fell off, you know. My man's working up in JD, done out here. Yeah. My man's robbed, bro. So no one wants the shame. No one wants the shame, bro. They would rather go through the thick of it, being broke, trying to do whatever, or risk going back than the shame. 100%. A lot of people don't have, because at the end of the day, it's like you want to change your life, but you have to kind of be courageous. You have to kind of say, I'm either forgetting all of this stuff and I need to put myself what's best for me and stop watching what people think. That's what we do. You can't help it.
Bro, I stopped watching what people thought, you get me? And I got doubted every single time. And I turned up every single time, and I realized it took man a number of things. Dig that, Little Man, Wicked and Bad, Sunday Smoke, like energy drinks, like, and still having to for people to be like, okay, he's worked on some great projects. No. Like, it's cool to, bro, we're doing this. And the reason why in man's head I'm saying, look, I said to you, bro, authentic content, bro. Yeah. Like, man can do content in nice cars and that, but bring it to basics, authentic content, bro, cool. Because this is who we are, bro.
Cool, but respectfully, in that aspect, you're what's the word they use? You're a unicorn. It's very rare for a person to do 10 years in prison, just under 10 years in prison, to come out and have the success that you've had. Yes, you've had hurdles, ups and downs throughout the way, but it's very rare. So for the majority of people, they're not gonna have that success. And they can't have that realistic view of what's gonna happen to them. Like, it's hard for some people, bro. They might not have no connections. They might not have people who know someone who can put them into this person, or they might not be nobody. Yeah. So it's hard. Because remember, you were someone. Difference is, whether people know this or not, you were somebody on the roads before you were somebody in the music industry and the entertainment world. Yeah. So because you were somebody on the roads and people knew you from the roads, from prison, that's also helped you accumulate who you are.
Yeah, of course.
You see what I'm saying?
You got to answer yourself this then, yeah? Is where we're from, a lot of people's got same contacts, same links.
True.
Put you on how, like, when you say put you on, yeah, in the sense of like, you can't make a star just from...
Yeah, 100%, no,
a lot of people think they can get that person to do a song with that person, that song, they blow. Bro, I've seen it all the time. You get me? You can't make a star from...
you can't.
You have to put ideas and carry on and thinking outside the box. So what I'm trying to say to you is bro, we all have the same 24 hours. How man choose to use man's 24 hours is different. But I'm saying it's like, okay, cool. Why do we always do the same stuff? Like, yes, can we name a few people that's doing different stuff that we can be like, look, that one's from our culture, that one's come out of jail, he's doing different stuff. But why do we always come out of prison and refer to music, or we come out of prison and we might jump on an interview or podcast, or we come out of prison and I don't know, bro. What is the next thing to it? What's the next thing that everyone does after that?
There's a lot. There's music, there's podcasts.
What else is it?
Fitness now.
Now.
A lot of people do fitness.
Come out of prison, everyone does fitness.
Yeah.
No, it's true. So from that, people that come out of prison, just name who has come out of prison.
And
I'll name
different.
one person that's done something different.
Who are you gonna say?
Young Bounce.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Why? I'm not gonna over talk his business, but I've got one. I got a tiny bounce, I've got a young bounce, and there's me. There's a young bounce that used to act in the EastEnders main role. He came out of prison, and all he done was got into acting school, like acting school, like madness, like main role. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But who else? Can you name him?
I don't know what it's like financially for him, but the guy who's come, the one who used to be part Digger D's camp, he's come out and started doing stuff for the animals recently.
Yeah.
So he started doing stuff for the animals, which is completely left field, and hats off to him. Because he's doing a mad thing, he's dancing with the snakes.
And that's a drill artist, and he was on the news, bro.
Yeah.
He was on the news, bro.
But that's what I'm gonna say. So like sometimes as well, I feel like as us when you coming out of prison, you're scared to re-educate yourself. You're scared to go back to college or back to school to learn what you need to learn to get the education or the qualifications to get into a corporate role or a role that's going to make you good money.
Okay, let me ask you a question. We're in prison, guys, yeah? Boom.
Oh, no.
We're in prison. No, I'm just going to say, I'm going to ask you a question. We're in prison. To get a cleaner's job, how much do you get paid a month?
A month, you're going to get about £10 a week.
Okay. So you're gonna
maybe £14 if you're pushing it a week.
So guys, you're gonna get around top end £56 for the month, yeah? And people are holding pride that they've come out of prison, they was getting £56. So deep this, guys, they're making around £700 a year, yeah? Yeah, give or take. Not even that, they're making around $650 a year, yeah, and people are scared about working in JD Sports or in Asda or something, and they're gonna get paid 1-1 before taxes. Or 2-1 before taxes. It's madness, you get me?
Yeah.
And this is what I mean about, guys, you have to have a plan and think from somewhere. I'm gonna flip my screen, you get me? Did you want to say anything before we start? I'm going to flip my screen and we'll watch something, you get me? And we'll react to this, because obviously I've been seeing something going viral. Someone called JJ from Gas Gang, obviously different era to man, bit after man, but he obviously done an interview on Festify, and people saying that it was out of prison and whatnot. So let's watch it, take it in, go from there, man.
This was in 2011, we're now in 2025.
How could a man like me, well, I say a man like me, a kid like me at the time, that was so talented, end up doing life in prison?
So I recently spoke with a Brixton rapper JJ that is currently locked up. In 2011, he was just a kid when he was getting millions of views on tracks on YouTube. You might remember the classic with Sleepo and Political Pete called Touch a Button. That's on 2 million views. These were crazy numbers, especially back then. He was becoming a superstar very young. Then he was locked up for murder for 14 years. This was in 2011. We're now in 2025, 14 years later, and he's due to be released this year. There was some posts circulating recently that he's been released. That's not the case. He has to convince a Parole board now to get out. It's obviously hard to conduct interviews in prison with the reception and everything that happens in the background noise, so I polished up this interview and let him get his point across and didn't interrupt and left it open so he can actually explain his situation.
First things first, Festify, yeah? Before we get into any question, I want to say I'm sorry for what happened to the victim on my case. For everyone my case affected in a negative way, yeah. People need to understand 14 years is a long time. I'm not the same person I was 14 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So, and
They can
not
count
everybody
Billy.
understands that. You know, they're just seeing and they just remember the JJ that was out here in all these videos, moving like some madman. Do you get what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I've grown a lot as a human being. I've matured a lot. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like everyone needs to know that and understand that first.
So firstly, what is actually happening with your situation? There was rumours recently that you've been released already. When can we expect to see JJ home? And what is your ongoing legal situation right now in terms of getting out?
I'm glad you've asked this question, you know, Fezify, because I need to clear this up ASAP because this is getting out of hand. Everyone that I'm speaking to today is asking me about this rumour going around saying that I'm fresh home, 14 years, fresh home. I'm like, what you on about? And apparently that...
Obviously, guys, just to give you some context, obviously when you do long sentences, you go to an open prison. In an open prison that I was in, you kind of start slowly. They start, obviously it's rehabilitation in it. So slowly they start giving you outside work, so you can earn an honest living. You can get used to obviously upselling, speaking to normal society, and then slowly you will start getting town visits, home leaves, etc. Have you ever been open prison?
Never.
Yeah, this
Never.
guy was bad, you get me? So I managed to get to open prison. So when you're seeing pictures like that, I would presume that he's in open prison, on a town visit or whatnot. He took a picture, but he's still in prison. So just to let you lot know.
There's a picture of me circulating on the internet saying that I'm fresh home. I don't know how the hell that this has happened, but let me clear this up now, once and for all. It's rumours. Unfortunately, I wish I was home. What happened yesterday is it was my birthday. Someone close to me's put a picture up of me, obviously wishing me a happy birthday, and of course someone else has got hold of the picture. I don't know how, and the picture's just gone everywhere, and everyone's assuming that I'm out of jail. Well, I'm not out of jail. I appreciate all the support that I'm getting, but unfortunately, I'm still sitting in a prison cell right now as we speak. But I'm definitely home 2025. Let's say the end of 2025. Be expecting JJ back on the music scene. Do you know what I'm saying? Doing bigger and better things. I owe it to myself. I owe it to my fans.
So you just said be expecting JJ back on the music scene. So here's my thing. As a convicted murderer, yeah, that's just what it is, yeah. I'm saying, to go back to music, is that putting a lot of pressure with probation or
100%.
Or like is it relapsing to, okay, you how do they see that? Okay, cool. Even though in my head, in my eyes, is like that's the best way for him, like mentoring him. He's got talent. He's gonna see. Let's have a go at this. This is a way that I can point a positive. You get me? Put a positive message out there. But how does the public and probation see that?
It's a very, very thin line. He's gonna come out with a lot of conditions on his license. The license he's mostly gonna come out with as a convicted murderer. He's not gonna be allowed around certain of his old friends. He's not gonna be allowed in certain areas. And if he is gonna be put out music, more than likely his music's gonna have to be censored to a point he cannot talk about certain things, actions, crime, to a certain degree.
So what does that do to the victim? The victim's family?
Well, exactly.
The victim's family, that happening, he's putting out music. Do you think that is no decorum? Or
yeah, well, they're not going to be happy with it, but it's just one of those situations. We always have to show respect for the victim's family.
Of course.
But he's done his time. He's done his time. So
he's done his time, and now let him come out and try to bring a positive message. From his conversation, you can see how he's matured. You can see that he's had time to think, and this is what happens. A lot of talented people that go away and they do their time from the system, and while they're in, I'm speaking to someone that's doing 34 years, and all the stuff that he's been working on, the book and this and the short form and short films and this and that, and how creative he is now. I'm like, bro, look how creative you are now, but it took you this now to focus because you're sitting down for this long.
Yeah.
You get me? And this is what now I live in Dubai. We live in Dubai. We had a mad birthday. but we're so locked in, and people's like, I don't know how you release long form content every day. What do you mean? This is man's life, bro. Like, this is man's life. Like, this is man's safe space. This is man's therapy. What do you mean, bro? You get me? I'm not waiting to go a place, God forbid, sit down for how long, bro, and then get serious. I'm serious now, bro. So if you're watching this, bro, and you're there frapping about, scrolling and putting too much energy into other people's TikToks, what they're doing, bro, you're getting left behind. That's it. As soon as you blink, you get left behind. And this is what you need to understand, guys, yeah? Is 1-2 years of hard work. As soon as you know, it's bam. How did he get to there? He just kept on staying consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent. Let me flip this. Let me flick it and go back to it.
And I owe it to everyone that's, been there from the start of the journey.
So obviously you've spent the last 14 years in prison. How have you changed now? What can we expect to see from JJ this year? You're saying you're coming out in 2025. Definitely. How have you changed? Are you coming back to music straight away? Explain what we're going to see as soon as you come out.
Yes, I've done 14 years. I get that everyone's doing the maths, but I'm not free yet, unfortunately. Hopefully, you will be seeing me very, very soon. And let me clear this up quickly as well, man. People need to understand my situation is parole. I got to sit a parole board. I don't even have a release date, yeah? So understand that I literally don't have a release date. It's not even 100% that I'll be set free, but put it this way, I've done everything in my power, everything I can do to make that a possibility, you know what I mean? So,
and you see when he says he's done everything in his power, everything he can possibly do, there's certain things what happens with convicted murderers is they have to do something called
TSP.
Not TSP. They do something where they go to another jail 3 years and they do an intense course with people that's killed babies, pedophiles, and they all have to discuss. They have to discuss their crime in public, like not in public, in a group of 10, and you're around these people. Imagine you being around someone that's killed their sister or someone that's done all these things, and you're talking about your crimes and how it felt and whatnot. Listen, that is like, I think TSP, something, TSPC, one of them things. I forgot what it's called. You get me? But you go places like Grendon and all these mad places. You get me? I know this because obviously TB. You get me? So when he's saying he's done everything, he's probably gone on that journey where, listen, they feel like they're breaking you down to start you up again the way how you think. So yeah.
God's willing, I should be home soon, so just pray for me, everyone. I need them prayers.
When you first got arrested and went to prison for this whole situation you was involved in, you was a kid back then. You was so young. You didn't even realize how much your music had blown up until you would come to jail. Just tell the people like what happened when you first caught this case and how you found out your music was even blowing up on the outside, getting millions of views. Them tracks with Sneakbo and Political Pete.
It was sad, because the first time I found out that I could take this music thing to the next level, I was sitting down in a prison cell on remand, facing life in prison. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't really have any time to think about what's actually happening, if that makes sense. Because, yeah, I'm hearing my radio on BBC Radio 1 Extra. That's all nice, but I'm sitting down in a prison cell facing life. Can you see where I'm going with this? It's like a bittersweet moment, do you know what I mean? It was nice that, like, the radio stations are playing man on the airwaves now, showing love, but at the same time, I'm sitting down facing life. You understand? It's crazy. It's like my life can literally go two ways. Two ways. The positive is, I can get out of this, I can beat this case, get out, and become a star. The negative is, if I don't beat this case, that's my career out the window. I'm doing a long time in prison. A long time. There's no point thinking about a music career. This is why I want the kids and everyone listening to this to understand that if you've got a talent, whether it's music, whether it's football, whatever your talent is, yeah? This goes to females too, not just youths out there. Use your talent. Don't waste your talent. How could a man like me, Bro, I say a man like me, a kid like me at the time that was so talented, end up doing life in prison. Like, it doesn't make any...
Here's my question to you. A lot of you see it always happen. You've got so much talented artists, you get me? They make it now. They even make it and they're still risking their freedom. What do you say about that?
Do you know what? Sometimes people don't, I've said this conversation before, sometimes people don't really reflect and know themselves until they can sit down and be on their own.
Do you think it's peer pressure with friends though? Like, you're blowing, but you still have to kind of paint that picture like, okay, we need to buy a machine for the ends. Like, oh yeah, boom, we need to buy a machine. We've got our hard-earned money that we're paying VAT tax on, you get me? But we need to draw it out and buy wax for the ends.
Well, do you know what? It's everything, innit? Obviously, as well, you're gonna have to think. Sometimes with people that you've grown with as well, it's like they might not be the best person for you, but you might have so much love for them because they've been with you, like they say, from the sandbox or from young. So you're gonna feel like you're gonna have to support them. So even if you're not on that, you feel like you have to support them and help them out where you can, and you're fat. Like, it's a lot. Innit? So it just goes to show, innit? Like, where your head has to be at. You have to be mentally strong.
Well, artists are doing it now. Look how much of the drill scenes that's mad talented, that a lot of people that multi-millionaires and whatnot, but they still go to prison.
Do you know what it is as well?
Still roll with it. They have a chance to leave in what they need to do, or even moving, flipping up north, whether it's cheaper, but they still want to be in it and on the block.
People just have to evolve, innit? Some people, they find it hard to evolve, and especially if you're doing one thing and everyone else around you's doing the wrong thing, it's easy to get back mixed involved within whatever. So
nah, would you still?
Any sense? It doesn't make any sense, man. Do you know what I mean? Go and make your mum proud, make your dad proud. Use your talent, man. One thing I can say is that I don't care who you are, you don't want to be sitting down in prison doing life behind bars. That's a waste of life. Yeah? Let me tell you that. That is a waste of life.
Lastly, bro, this is an important question. I think you wouldn't mind doing something like this. Send a message to the youth about staying out of trouble, getting involved in the wrong situations. Tell them how it's not worth it. You obviously want to change your life when you come out and turn it into a massive positive. What is your advice to youth that might be around the wrong people or getting involved in certain situations? Just send a message right now. You've obviously spent yourself 14 years behind bars and you've learned the tough way.
I'm no role model. Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a role model. I'm far from a role model, but I'm definitely someone that can sit down and explain to people and let people know that jail is not worth it. One day in jail is one day wasted. So imagine doing 14 years in jail. That is a waste of life. Yeah? Jail's not what you see on social media. Everyone in one cell having fun, music on, all of this, our canteen, all of this. Trust me, man. That's a facade. I can tell you what jail's really like. That place is hell on earth, man. Stay away from crime. Honestly, stay away from crime. I'm telling you. Make your mum proud. Make your dad proud. Go and get some legit money. Tap into what your talent is. Yeah? How could someone like me that was so talented, end up doing 14 years in a prison cell? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make...
And do you know what? So the sad thing about it is, he's had to go through all his, because he went at such a young age, he's had to go through all his trial and tribulations in there, and not knowing. A lot of the people he was friends with are mostly don't contact him no more. He doesn't see. Some of them mostly passed away. Some of them are on whatever, have their own family.
Probably still a virgin.
Probably still a virgin.
Well, should be still a virgin, isn't it?
Like, so, do you know what I mean? He's had to go through all his trials and tribulations in there.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
But I can't lie. What I hear from him is
maturity,
innit? He's ready, so
definitely.
I feel like he's ready. You get me?
Wish him the best.
But I can't lie. We've seen it though. We've seen people come out and it gets too much for them. Yeah. They have mental breakdowns.
Happens a lot.
You get me? I do believe that they're close friends of ours, and I do believe that prison needs to offer some form of therapy. They're not doing it. They're just trying to just tick the books, tick, tick, tick. So we're gonna finish it like that. Good luck to JJ. Get me? And yeah, man, guys, if you're watching this, you get me? You come from prison. You could do anything. You can have a bin company. You can open up a waste removal bin company. I know a guy that his family they own flipping football clubs and that they're from waste removal, like from waste worth billions. Their companies worth billions, and sometimes we had that narrative like it's not cool to be a bin pickup. They get a lot of money though.
From that. Yeah.
You get me? So I'm gonna finish it like that, guys. You can be anyone, do anything, who you want to be. Just keep on going and keep going, man. Keep on growing, man. Yeah, man. Big up everyone.